Burger Barbecue, located at 4701 Barrera Drive, Motown, Texas, Molina neighborhood.
Welcome to the Volo podcast, home of the black sheep and the outcast. Welcome to the Volo podcast, no cap, true stories, what you know about that? Welcome to the Volo podcast, home of the black sheep and the outcast. Welcome to the Volo podcast, no cap, true stories, what you know about that?
All right. Welcome back to the Volo. I'm your host, El Vago. Today I have my daughter with me, Mariela, and I got a bunch of special guests I've been wanting to get on a long time. You're gonna change it up just a little bit, man. These dudes are from Darkseid Paranormal. They're good friends of mine. I love watching their stuff. It's pretty cool. I got a burger named after y'all too, the Darkseid Burger. So
it's a meal.
It's a big ass burger, man. Yeah,
It's good.
a lot of people go and order and they're like, "Oh man, I didn't know it was like that." I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like $20. I'm like, "You look at it, they're like, oh shit, yeah, dude." It's like
Heck
I
yeah.
have to put it on a giant box for
Yeah, he had to finish mine.
Yeah.
It's a lot of food, man.
It's good though.
Yeah, it's very, very good, man. Shit, y'all got questions? Y'all can ask some questions and stuff. You know, be polite. You know, be open minded. Don't start, you know, being gacho. But yeah, man. Where you from, bro?
Originally Houston,
Uh-huh.
and then grew up in Taft,
Yeah,
right down the road. So a little bit.
there's a lot of ghouls and goblins over in Taft.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It
all
is.
right.
Taft's a trip, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you, bro?
Man, I grew up, born and raised in Columbia, Missouri. So
Yeah,
I'm used to the winter time. But yeah, I moved down here to Texas in 2005 and just
yeah,
the military brought me here and I stayed. So
yeah. You like it?
yeah, I like the winters a lot better here.
Yeah,
I got to
it's not
shovel
that-
snow or
yeah,
drive on ice.
fuck
But
that.
it gets hot.
Yeah, they
It
put
gets
chains
hot.
on tires and stuff like that over there.
I never had to,
Uh-huh.
luckily, but yeah, shoveling snow, scraping your windows, like the ice off your windows every morning.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fun as a kid, but as an adult,
yeah, I bet, man. And you, bro?
What's up, man? I'm from Kingsville, Texas. Born and raised. Also just grew up here in Corpus all my life too, man. So hometown, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
badass, man. Hell yeah. So, what made y'all get into this?
Man. So I was on a paranormal team many years ago.
Uh-huh.
I mean, many years ago before my son was born kind of time. And I grew up in a haunted house in high school.
Mhm.
So I kind of started gravitating towards wanting to learn more about it. Long story short, I ended up being on a team where I could learn the ropes and learn how things go and what happens out there, and then many years passed and life gets in the way and you kind of move on to your
Yeah.
own thing. And I wanted to get back into it, and I had just recently met TJ and another guy, a buddy of ours that we had, and I was like, man, y'all want to do it? I mean, we could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all interested in the paranormal. Let's see what we can do. And we kind of took off from there. And then we picked up Joe like a couple months later,
Uh-huh.
and he didn't have no experience. He just wanted to do it. And so
Yeah.
I brought him on, and now he's head honcho. He's our lead investigator.
Yeah.
So,
Badass, man.
yeah.
Y'all don't get scared?
Nah, that's what I always tell people. Like, I don't think I've ever got scared. I've got startled,
Yeah,
which is different. Like, I'll get startled and I'll run towards whatever startled me.
yeah.
But to say it's like scared, like, no, I'm not going in there.
Uh-huh.
Not yet. I'm not going to say it's never going to happen, but it hasn't
It
happened.
hasn't
yet.
happened yet.
It's definitely stuff that catches you off guard.
Yeah.
Like you said, startled, or like you don't expect it, or especially like there's been plenty of times you're about to enter a room and it's dark, and you don't know what's in there, and you're not really thinking of anything. 'Cause you kind of get desensitized to a sense after a while, and then something will happen, a noise or a voice, or a laugh, or something kind of catches you off guard. Like shit, I
Yeah.
wasn't prepared for that.
And y'all are like in these places like in the middle of the night, right?
Oh, yeah. We
Yeah,
stay
overnight.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
I think every place we've been to so far, we stayed the night.
Yeah.
And people are like, you're not going to get a hotel. Like, no, we sleep where we investigate. That's our thing.
Y'all stay up the whole night or y'all?
Now, we usually crash out about 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
4
yeah.
o'clock?
Yeah.
And there's times though, like we stayed up till about 4, maybe even 5 sometimes, depending on how active it gets. But even when we try to go to sleep, we try to pick an area to sleep. It's like the least active, the safest place, you know. But there's even times that when we go to sleep, the stuff is right there where we're sleeping. Or
Yeah.
it's like letting us know that it's right around where we're at.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I'll take like a little old man nap, you know.
Yeah. Shit, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I seen some stuff when I was a kid, man. It kind of scared the shit out of me, bro, growing up, you know what I mean? So I don't know how y'all do that, man. I couldn't do it.
It's different because a lot of stuff, you know, and I hate saying it, but like if you don't do this often, it does come off as scary, especially like if you're out somewhere and it's dark, there's no light and a noise or something happens right next to you. But that's what we're trying to find. We're trying to get evidence for that stuff. So to us, it's exciting. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
like the screeching at the schoolhouse when me and you went. Oh my god!
so allegedly, Joe and I were at a schoolhouse here locally, a closed down one.
May have been at Chapman Ranch.
Yeah,
Somewhere
may
out
have been around that area, maybe not. But anyway, we found this room and we couldn't open it. Probably a good reason, but we couldn't open it.
Yeah.
So finally, I wedged myself in there. We get in, and right when we walked in, there was like a huge like fucking screech, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was so loud.
Oh, what was up on the rafters? Big old Lechusa, big old
Oh,
barn.
man.
Right after that, that's when it showed up. And I mean,
Yeah,
maybe it's
man.
coincidental, but
Yeah.
I wish we would have had video because I went in the room being stupid. I love animals. I'll put my arm out trying to get it to land on my
Yeah.
arm. It was flying around, hitting the walls, and finally it flew out. Then he was holding the door open. Well, that screech was right by the door, like up above it. So I'm like, man, I was like, do I make a run for the door? Do I find another way out? But yeah, I was like, Mike, you better hold that door. I was like, because I'm coming that way.
Yeah. I seen a Lachusa a couple times in my life, man. They're the ones I seen were huge. I mean, they're big. Someone when I was a kid and where I was telling you about Black Bayou in Bloomington, Texas, I saw one there. And then I seen one when I was living in Victoria. We were living over there at the Circle and under the hill, and me and my wife were back there. We were smoking and shit, right? We're just talking, and all of a sudden I heard this big old loud noise, right? And it was a big ass Lachusa that flew from one side of the tree and to the other one. But dude, it was so heavy, like you can hear the branches breaking and shit. I was like, what the fuck is that, right? So it flies across and it lands on the light pole right in front of us. When it hit the light pole was going back and forth and it stayed and it was just looking right at me. My wife goes, fuck this shit. She went inside and I stayed out there. So I ain't scared of it. I'm gonna stay out there. And I just kept looking at it, stay there for a while, and then it flew off. The next day I got raided by the ATF.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like a warning sign.
Yeah, no, for real, man. Like I got raided the next day. That morning I got a phone call and it was a police department. They said, hey, that's when I had a tattoo shop. They said, hey, someone broke into your shop. We can't go in there until you get here. So I was like, all right. You know, I was like, man, I just bought some brand new machines. They were called time machines, Danny Fowler machines. They were expensive. I was like, man, I hope nobody took them. I was all worried. I got my car all hauled ass. I was halfway to the shop and the highway patrol pulled me over. And I was going to tell them, hey, it's just around the corner. They called me. I'm sorry. You know, just to, to tell them that, right? And I turned around, looked to the side, and I seen a guy with FBI with his gun out.
Oh, shit.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up. I was like, whoa. I was like, what the hell? And then another vehicle put up, another one put up. They were all dressed SWAT, all masked up, all feds and stuff. Hey, bro, I was scared for my life, bro, because I thought it was some other shit that happened, you know, from my past, whatever. Because I've been watching that stupid fucking show that almost got away with it. You know what I mean? So, I was scared, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like, they're like, where they at? I said, where's what? He goes, your guns. It's like, that's what y'all want? He goes, yeah, you're a felon. You're not supposed to have guns. And over there, I have one in my house. I have one. I just told them they're gonna go kick in the door. They're there, whatever. And they got me for felon possession of firearms. That's what they got me for. But yeah, that I choose. I think was a warning.
Little poop.
Hey, boy, I see you. See your comments.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shit like that would scare me more than ghosts.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Definitely would scare shit.
Hell yeah, man. It did, man. I thought my life was over, bro. When I saw them come at me that hard, that many feds, I was like, fuck, man. I was like, shit. I ain't never going home. But nah, I got lucky. I just got a little bit of time for it and fucking parole and shit. Yeah, I'm glad that's over with, man. But
that's not the first time that we've heard like a premonition like that of the Lechusa being in an area where someone had either like a death or something extremely bad happened to them immediately after. You know what I mean? So they say that they are like a premonition, a warning sign, like something is happening. Or
Yeah.
something's gonna happen. So
Another cryptid that is associated with like bad stuff is the Mothman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard of
Oh,
like,
yeah,
the
I do.
cryptid, but yeah, every time a Mothman has been seen, something happens.
The last time was that bridge before it
Yeah.
fell, right? Yeah, I remember that
crazy.
one. Yeah.
Same kind of thing, just like an early warning sign, but you don't really think about it at the time, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think about the whole chupacabra thing?
I think it's real. I mean, there's too many
Could be.
first-hand accounts.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I don't know. I guess it's like anything though. Like you have a Bigfoot or you have a Lechusa or whatever, and you're gonna have all these people that say they've seen it.
Yeah.
To those people, it's real. And I mean, I highly doubt, even with like a contagion theory where everybody's just feeding off of each other. Now it's a theory, like in the paranormal world,
Mass
like,
hysteria.
Yeah, mass hysteria. Everybody's feeding off each other. I don't think everybody's lying.
Yeah.
They definitely saw something.
Yeah. I think it's always crazy whenever you have a group of people that don't even know each other and they pretty much describe and say almost the same thing, and it makes you wonder, you know what I mean? Like if it's true or not. Yeah. I see y'all brought some things, man. What'd y'all bring?
Yeah. Oh, I got a couple. We got a haunted box here. That's Mike's. That's probably the newest thing that we've got.
You start with yours, and then I'll bring over here. Mine.
So this little girl. Trying to get it for the camera. Okay, this little girl I bought at where was it? It was in Yorktown.
No, it was up in Ballinger.
Ballinger. So it's like a 1927 doll. The reason I really bought it is because it's holding a Raggedy Ann. I collect like antique Raggedy Ann dolls. Because anybody who's ever followed like the Conjuring or
the Annabelle.
Everybody thinks Annabelle is the doll in the movie.
Yeah, it's not.
And Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann. So I collect a bunch of antique like Raggedy Anns. I probably got 20 to 30 of them. My wife hates it. Yeah, so I bought this and I wanted to buy the case with it, but the lady wouldn't sell the case. So I threw some more money at her. Finally, the second or third time we went there, she sold it to me. And yeah, she's been in my collection ever since. And she's done some things in the house. I think the most prominent thing that we've witnessed, we had my son over and his friend. He was doing like car keys out of a van type thing, like making keys. So his friend was staying with us for like a week. He stayed in my front room where I have everything laid out, and it was on a coffee table and it was facing him. So like in the middle of the night, he's like, I can't take it. He turned it around. Well, he woke up the next day and the doll inside the case was turned around facing him.
Oh,
so
shit.
it's not like the whole thing turned around. She
Just
turned
the
around
doll.
inside the case to face him. So, and I got a little piece of wood. I would open it, but a little piece of wood in there too that may or may not be a piece of the Goatman Bridge.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So, allegedly.
Where's that from?
Where is it?
Denton, Texas.
Denton, Texas. There's a whole story behind the legend of the Goatman Bridge. He was a goat herder, was hung from the bridge, and now he says to haunt the bridge and the woods around it.
Yeah.
So there's we went there to investigate one night, and that came home with me.
Yeah.
So
shit, man, that's crazy, bro.
yeah, we'll love it though.
Yeah.
TJ, you didn't bring nothing?
Me? Nah.
We're lucky he woke up.
Yeah.
I mean, I got cool stuff. Like, I got a bunch of Raggedy Ann dolls and stuff, but I haven't really bought, like, really antique stuff, like haunted stuff, like, from the places we go to.
Yeah.
I always thought about it, but I haven't really, I don't know. I don't want to bring that stuff home really too much.
Yeah.
Because I'm scared,
Yeah, hell yeah,
They're, like,
me too.
get my house all, like, crazy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, one day, maybe. One day I'll probably definitely. I mean, the place really has to, like, scare me, though. You know what I mean? If the place scares me, I'm going to take that with me because it's always going to be in the back of my head.
Yeah.
This is the place that did that to me.
I always feel you bring it with you, it'll attach to you, you know what I mean?
It happens that way. I mean, people have definitely donated stuff to me, to us. Been like, hey, I have this. And that's how I got this box. It was one of those situations where a lady messaged me and was like, I got this at an antique store kind of thing. And, I've been hearing noises. She said that her dogs would react to it. I don't want this anymore. It's making me have bad dreams, blah, blah, blah. And, some stuff you have to take with a grain of salt because it's not always exactly as people describe.
Yeah.
That's how I've gotten some of my stuff. So I had it and nothing really happened till I guess I had it about a week. And I fell asleep on my recliner and I woke up, heard a noise, and replayed back my security footage in my house my apartment because the box is on the floor. And we put it on our TikTok. It's on our page and stuff if anybody wants to go look at it. But the box is right there on my table, my kitchen area. It just flies right off the table. I know somebody at one point had said that it was my AC kicking on, blowing it off the table.
Oh yeah.
That's a hard ass AC.
I mean, I wish my AC blew like that sometimes. But
Yeah. What was your favorite place to investigate so far?
and we have some favorites. One of my my good favorites for us recently has been Haunted Hill House in Mineral Wells, Texas. Super active location.
Yeah.
And then probably Six Realm House in Victoria, Texas.
Yeah.
That one kind of came out of nowhere one day, and we were like one of the first people to be like, hey, can we come check it out? We come investigate.
Yeah.
And we got some pretty incredible stuff from there. One of them was that banging. Was it the first night we were there or second night?
That was
I don't think you were there.
no.
But we're all
It
upstairs,
had to have been the first time. Yeah.
and Joe and I are in a room, and on the other side of the hallway is two other guys. There's nothing happening. We're just kind of bored, just sitting there. And then it sounded like the damn ATF was kicking in the door. We're like, what is that? We thought it was them being stupid, so we blew it off. And then it kept happening. And then we finally said, let's go downstairs and check. And can't explain it. We caught it on camera, caught it on video. You don't know where it's coming from, but the bangs are loud.
It literally sounded like the cops were trying to beat down the door.
Yeah.
And they have that place outfitted with security cameras, all kinds. And we checked them all that night. They checked them all when they came. There's nobody around the house.
Yeah, I'm from Victoria, man. I know Victoria. There's
okay.
a lot of haunted places in Victoria, man, that I've always heard of and saw as a kid.
Old over there, isn't it?
Huh?
Pretty old over
Yeah, man. If you go towards the park, they got his name Victoria. There's a lot of Victorian homes out there. They're beautiful, man. Beautiful in the downtown and stuff like that. We used to drive around just to look at them, man, because they're just so pretty and shit. And Riverside Park's like right next to it too. We would go over there. But like I was telling you, man, I would like to take out a Black Bayou in Bloomington, Texas, man. It's a trip, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's a trip. I have a lot of history myself of being out there when I was a kid, man. I used to let my bike go out there with my pellet gun and shit. And me and a couple of friends of mine, and you know what I mean? We just see a lot of crazy shit, yeah. And we used to walk there's train tracks in the back. We used to walk them, and you see little copperheads sticking their head out, pop them with a pellet gun. Man, I can never imagine my kids doing that, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck was I thinking? I was out there in the middle of nowhere just killing shit,
They'll take a picture of it before they kill it.
Oh, yeah. Go live.
Yeah. It'll be on TikTok and just take pictures of it.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I would like to take you over there one day. We'll go check it out, man.
El Vago Darkseid collaboration.
Yeah.
It just scared me whenever we would go, whenever I was little.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, man. There's a lot of shit that goes on out there. There's a swamp out there. There's gators out there. There's
Gators.
I've always
wild
wanted to wrestle one.
pigs. Yeah.
I want to fight one, dude.
That's local, dude.
I do. I seriously do. I've always seen it on TV. I was like,
like this.
man, dude, if Steve-O could do it, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
I'll do it for free.
Sometimes we just let TJ talk. I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually you just be like, yeah, right on. We'll take care of it.
Tell them about our knocking Raggedy Ann doll.
Oh yeah, that's my wife. I had one Raggedy Ann doll that I brought home. Every one I buy is like from an antique shop, and one of them I brought home probably a couple days after I brought it home. We started noticing knocking on the walls, and we're like, what the hell, So I was trying to figure out what's new to the house, and that's the only thing I could think of. So for a week or two, just every once in a while, like 3 knocks on the wall. And it'd be like on the back side of the bathroom wall where it's coming from outside. And then we'd hear we have an electronic keypad to get into our front door. That would start beeping, going off. So like, what the hell? But my buddy had a matching Raggedy Ann doll that I wanted to get from him. So I traded that doll for another one because my wife didn't want that one in the house anymore.
Yeah.
So it left, the knocking stopped, and she's happy now. I hope she's happy. But yeah, I keep bringing them in the house, so she's not that happy. So.
What's the name again in Victoria? So that house that we're talking about in Victoria, it's called the Six Realm House. It's on East Juan Lynn Street. I don't know the numbers.
Yeah.
But it's an old. You talk about Victorian homes. It's an old Victorian home.
Yeah.
It's 2 stories. Beautiful house.
Solid
wood. And there's definitely something there. And they have inside the house a bunch of antiques and haunted artifacts and stuff that people have donated and they've collected too.
Like human bones and human skulls there and stuff.
They have a whole serial killer room, oddities room.
No shit.
They have like postcards from BTK, from painting by Richard Ramirez. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's a great spot to check out, man.
I got scratched there.
That's right.
Oh man.
Have you heard of that one place in Cuero, Texas? I think it's called Monster Burger. They have a bunch of
I've
pretty
heard
cool
of it.
stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen videos of it. It looks pretty cool. I always thinking, man, have I ever passed through there? I haven't been by there in years, but we used to go through there when I lived in Victoria to go to Austin. We'd cut through Cuero. You know what I mean? So I haven't been there in a long time, but I always want to check it out.
Oh yeah, we haven't been there, but I've seen what you're talking about. It's pretty cool. One of my items actually we donated to Six Realm, the rocking chair.
Oh yeah, the devil's chair.
Yeah. I had this was many years ago, but we went to a haunted asylum in Mineral Wells called the Nazareth Hospital, and pretty cool spot. Found some cool things, and one of the people that were running the event were like, "Hey, if you ever wanted to buy something from here, like when it was originally here, there's this antique shop that has all the stuff that used to be here, all the furniture." So, long story short, we went over there, and I told the guy, "You got anything that's that's cool or whatever?" And he was like, "Well, I got one thing," he's like, "that I don't like," and it was a rocking chair. It's a small one, and on the back board of it, it had like. It had like an inscription of the guy said it was a guy blowing wind. Like a guy blowing wind. These dudes have seen the chair. It was a straight double, like on the rocking chair.
Yeah.
And so he made me a deal on it. So yeah, I'll take it. And I had a lot of stuff go on in my old apartment just from that rocking chair. And turned out to a couple things later, I just said, it's too much. I put it in storage, and then just so it wouldn't affect my son or anything like that. And when we started going to Sixth Realm, they had haunted stuff. And I was like, man, y'all should take this rocking chair. So they took it. And then like the first day we brought it, whatever's attached to the chair started fucking with their stuff. Like those spirits or that energy, they were going at it. Like you could feel it in the room like a fight was about to break out. It's pretty good stuff. It's pretty crazy. They still have it there too. So
shit. I had one crazy experience, man. I was staying at a friend's house, and they told me it was haunted, whatever, and I thought they were full of shit, right? Yeah, whatever, right? It was I stayed in a room that was like just a room by itself, just had a bed and like one dresser there. It was real quiet. It was dark. It was super dark. The light, you turn it on, and the old school was like all like wood, and it's like real dark in there, right? So I remember I was asleep and something woke me up. I heard noise and I woke up. And I yawned, whatever, and I turned around and I'll stretch my back and I put my hand under my head like that. I was stretching, and then something pulled my hand. Man, that shit freaked me the fuck out, man. Like, so you can feel like something pulled my arm, and man, that scared this shit out of me, man. Oh, yeah. I left, dude. I said, fuck this shit. It was like 3 a.m. I took off. Fuck this. I ain't staying here.
When stuff like that happens, man, that's when it gets fun. Like at Sixth Realm House, when I got scratched, we were messing with this doll, and it was in a glass case, like kind of like this one. We had a rosary around it, and the lady there who owns it, Crystal, she's like, hey, beware of this doll. Like it's in a case for a reason with the rosary. I was like, okay. So first thing I do, take it out of the case, throw the rosary aside. And later that night I paid for it. They were in the doll room, and I was in another room, and they're like, hey, come in here for something. I don't know what. So I had a flashlight in one hand, something else in the other hand. As soon as I walked through that doorway, something hit me. Like I threw my hands up, and I was like, what the hell? A big old scratch down the side of my face.
God damn.
From that, and it had to been from that dog, because I was talking craziness to it all night.
The one time something like that happened where something scratched me, it was hot. It felt real hot.
Yeah, it gets real hot.
Yeah, like real hot. Like you got burned, but
yeah, like scratch. You don't feel a scratch. It just, bam, it gets hot.
That's fucking crazy, man. I guess that's what it does to you.
Yeah, and I mean, we've all, at least us here, had something put its hands on us and move us, and like Joe said, that's the only time that it does startle the shit out of you. I remember we were in Ballinger at Old Park Hotel, and their second floor, the hallway, it's pitch black. You can't see it all. And so we're making our way down there, looking through the screen of my camera, because it's night vision. So we can kind of see, but I'm trying to I have bad eyes. So I'm trying to see through this little screen to make my way down this hallway. And out of nowhere, something grabbed my side, like somebody just pinched you and pulled you. It scared the shit out of me. I dropped my camera and everything.
that was around the same area where we heard that scream.
Yeah.
Man, it was the very last time we were there. It wasn't too long ago that I was down that hallway on the second floor. He was at the other end of the hallway upstairs, and I was talking about, I was talking about how we'd never faked anything. I was like, because it's bad for credibility. I was like, we never fake anything. And
You're on live.
I was on Facebook Live, and all of a sudden, you just hear a scream. And I called on Facebook Live, and and I looked down the hallway. I thought maybe someone was close to me. He was way at the other end. TJ was in the bathroom, but on the live, it sounds like a heavy breath, like and man, they even heard it downstairs.
Damn.
I was like, what the hell was that? Like,
I never found out what it was.
no,
Nothing
was like, we checked every room just to make sure nobody was messing with this. Nothing was there.
Has anything ever followed you home?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
plenty of times.
Oh,
like I told you that the Raggedy Ann, I kind of brought that with me. But yeah, Hill House, we brought. I don't want to say something home, but something that affected us for days afterwards. You'll get in like a depression funk or something like that.
But it drains all your energy. That's what they need to manifest themselves with energy. You know what I mean? So.
And Hill House, I lost 30 minutes of time at Hill House. Still don't understand it. I was in a room they call Jacob's room, and if you ever get onto Hill House, like on their, not the website, but like the Facebook page, there's a whole bunch of evidence on there. This lady got like ripped out of the bed in Jacob's room. So I was like, I want to stay in Jacob's room for a little bit by myself. So I told them, hey, just leave me in here 15, 20 minutes, whatever. And I was in there and I got on the walkie-talkie because it was an empty room. And all of a sudden it just felt like it got crowded.
Yeah.
So I called them. I was like, hey, somebody come in here. Let me know what you feel. And Mike comes in. He's like, man, it's heavy in here. He's like, we got to get out of this room. I was like, all right, I'll get out. I went out, sat in the living room for 30 minutes, and I had no recollection of even leaving the room. So he took me outside. I started dry heaving, and then I started remembering, like, I'm outside. How did I get here? But like for 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy how you can. I walked in a room before where everything feels heavy, like your chest feels heavy. You can hardly breathe, right? And all your hair is standing up. And it's you know, it's crazy, bro. Like I experienced some crazy stuff growing up, man, and seeing things, and it's you know, I believe it, man. You know, a lot of people may think it's stupid, but
I used to have a guy. I used to have a guy at work. I don't believe in that. I was like, hey, come with us sometime. He's like, no. I'm like,
well, why not?
If you don't believe it, what's the problem?
Why not?
He's like,
We've brought people with us literally for that reason alone.
Yeah.
Like people, especially people that have said, like, maybe not shit talking. Of course, there's people that talk shit, but people that are like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, come on. And, you know, we've brought a few, and I don't think there's been one that wasn't either scared while they were with us or was like, okay, like, I definitely understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
we have one guy who he sponsored an investigation, and we were doing it. It's like Yorktown Memorial Hospital. That place.
That's a good
Talk
place.
about a place. That place is awesome.
Yeah, where's that at?
It's in Yorktown, Texas. But it's an old abandoned hospital. Over 2,000 documented deaths there.
God damn.
It's been on all the ghost adventure shows, like everything on TV.
Yorktown, that's the one by Victoria. Yorktown.
Is it?
It's kind of close to Gonzales, I
It's
think,
like
right?
it's like that way.
But yeah, we took him there. And we do solo investigations. So like everybody goes out into my van, and one person goes in for like 30 minutes at a time, like just by themselves. He walked up the stairs, went in the front doors, and the next thing we heard, guys, I can't move my legs. I can't do this. I'm like, all right. So he had another buddy of ours go with him. He couldn't do it by himself. So like it's things like that where people are all big and tough, and then they got to do something like that let you know that there's something there.
Especially when you're doing it in the dark, man. That has like a really big effect on people too. It's like you can't see what's coming at you. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh shit.
And like, don't get us wrong. Like, we've caught stuff in the day.
Yeah.
And that is always cool. You know, so stuff happens during the day. One of the first times he and I ever got on an investigation was at Yorktown.
Yeah.
And it was like 3 p.m. We had just gotten there. They were letting us have free reign of the building. And he and I are walking. We're to set up cameras. We're having conversation, bullshitting. And we both turned this corner. And if you know Yorktown, the hallway goes from one side all the way to the other. It's a huge hallway. So we both turned the corner at the same time. We're staring at the opposite end of the hallway. We're the only ones in the building. And we see clear as day someone walked from this doorway to that one. And both of us stopped and we stared. And then I looked at each other.
Did you see that?
And I was like, what the fuck? And so, of course, we go down there and look at it. And there's no way to get out. I mean, there's only one door that's open. You know? And
Man, that's crazy, man. I know there's a behavioral hospital in Taft. You're that place is haunted,
That's the
bro.
old abandoned one, right?
No, there was one behind. Well, probably that one too, but the one behind it where there was still functionable. I don't know if it's still functionable, but
I'm not sure.
that
I know there
place
was
was-
one on the outside right by the school. That was
Yeah.
like where the bad kids went.
it used to be, I want to say, a nursing home. I don't know what it was. It
That's
used
the
to
one.
be,
That's
right?
the one. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I used to work there, and all these kids that have problems and stuff like that,
Yep.
and
Mhm.
dude, they had class in the where they would put all the bodies at, like in the morgue. They would have
Oh.
class in there, and all, you see in the background all the, the holes in the wall where they put the bodies in there. So I was like, what the hell? But a lot of kids would always be scared at nighttime because they would see shit.
Oh damn.
Yeah, they would fucking freak out. Some kid hung himself in a shower, and then the kid that moved in there after that, whatever, was always freaking out, always hearing someone crying in the shower at night.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, man. That was a trippy ass place. Gotta check that place out.
And what's weird is that people will tell us all the time, or they'll shoot our page a message and they'll be like, "Y'all should check out this place. Y'all should check out this place." And man, it sounds bad, but to do things legally and to get them done correctly, it's a lot. Like you
Yeah,
have
it's
to
a
get
lot.
permission, especially like buildings like that.
Abandoned buildings.
Abandoned building.
Yeah.
You have to find who the owner is. You got to contact them, and then
a lot of work
sometimes they're
behind it.
cool. Sometimes they don't want. They're
Yeah,
like,
they
nah, I
want
don't want
to
you here. And we've been told no plenty of
They
times.
got some body snatched.
Oh yeah.
Dude, we've been trying to get into the courthouse downtown, but
They won't let you.
nah, we'll sign waivers. We don't care. Like nah.
Well, probably because last time I heard from certain people, they said that it's like it was over infested with needles and stuff. With
Oh,
people,
really?
homeless people in there shooting up and stuff. They said that
Man.
everywhere you walk around, there's syringes everywhere, and it says very, very dangerous. And
Shit, last month I saw was Chris 6 News was like doing a tour inside. I was like,
Yeah.
man, come on.
Kind of like going to North Beach.
yeah, yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not always as easy as people seem like, and there's people that almost kind of get mad at us, and they're like, "Man, why haven't y'all checked out this place yet?" And it's like, well, I mean, if we were into breaking into places,
Yeah.
that'd be different, but we're not. We're trying to
Yeah.
do things legitimately, get permission because it helps us in the long run.
Yeah, it's better like that because you never know what can happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be somewhere by yourself where nobody knows where you're at.
Fall
Right
through the
around
floor
there.
or something.
Oh
get
yeah,
hurt.
or worse, you ended up on somebody's little hidey hole, and they find
Yeah.
out. Definitely, almost been in those situations a couple times.
Yeah. You ever plan on doing something big one day, like one of those big old haunted places, like
Oh, hell yeah.
like that house from The Conjuring, shit
Oh,
like
yeah.
that?
We were
Yeah,
just talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
Don't worry, it's I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
we're always working on a
Definitely.
big place. The thing that I guess holds us down is when we all have jobs
Yeah.
and we have lives outside of that. So it's planning these
Around it.
big investigations that are going to take time. It's going to take travel. It's going to take money put aside to get there, investigate, set up all our equipment outside of our lives and work schedules.
Is the equipment pretty expensive?
It can be.
It
Oh,
can
yeah.
be, yeah, definitely.
It gets up there.
We've definitely, of course, acquired lots of things over time.
Yeah.
But you don't really need much to start out. But if you want the fancy toys, if you want all the cool stuff,
Yeah.
you're gonna pay some money.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of those big investigations too, like people don't know, like if you want to go, let's say to the Conjuring house, that's $1,500 a night.
Damn.
That doesn't include airfare, rental car, all that.
Yeah.
And like
Per
me,
person.
not just
Just for
to
the
like
group.
go around the place.
Yeah.
And they'll limit it to like 6 people or
Yeah.
however many they dictate. And then some places will even tell you if you want more than 5 people, it's 500 extra each person. Or
damn,
they
that's
can
crazy.
do it. And yeah, so that is another thing you have to watch for if you ever want to get into investigating is that some places will charge a lot of money because they know everybody wants to get in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like the big prisons and like the big abandoned hospitals that people own, I mean, they're like $1,500 a night too, but that's not a place you can do in one night because they're so
Yeah,
big.
it's so big.
So it's like that's a $3,000 investigation, like minimum.
That one spot would have been badass, but I think they knocked it down. Sugarland.
Oh yeah, they knocked it down.
Yeah, they knocked it down. I
I
think
didn't
that would
know
have been a
about
good
that.
place. That was an old prison, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's still some places like we were just saying a minute ago, like they won't let you.
Yeah.
Like some of the walled off units, like part of the walls unit and stuff like that.
The walls, dude. Ooh, man, that place right there has a fucking heavy fucking feeling in
Golden
that
Gates,
place.
man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've
there's
seen them.
unless you're one of the big hit TV shows, it's gonna bring
Yeah.
them lots of revenue.
Yeah.
They're like, we're all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever thought about doing that? Like becoming something like on a TV show?
What's weird is we were talking about that not that long ago. We went to a thing called Parapalooza. We were speakers there, and it's like a huge gathering of all these paranormal people and speakers and investigators and all this kind of stuff. And you know, everybody always kind of assumes like, oh, I want to be on TV, you know, I want to have my own TV show, and that's cool and everything. But people don't understand how in depth the paranormal world is. Like, there's people that are on TV and they have their own show and stuff like that, and then there's people that are just very well known experts in the field, or you know, they know a lot about certain things that everybody knows. And people that have just watched like paranormal TV shows, you've never heard of these people, but in the paranormal world, these people are like, that's a big name. Honestly, we were talking about it that time at Purpalooza. That's probably along the lines of where I would like to be personally, to where people know us, you know, with our expertise, though, like things we've done to trust us to investigate here or to go help this team help with that. Which, you know, is weird. Like we were just talking about the paranormal world. People know us, and we had no idea. When we were at Purpalooza, there's some big teams there, like MP Paranormal and a couple of the other guys that to us, that's big time. And they were like, oh man, we've seen y'all stuff. We watch y'all stuff. I'm like, heard of us? Like, you know,
that's badass, man.
So it's pretty cool, man. I mean, that's us. I mean, to me, means more than, oh man, I was on TV. You know?
I mean, if TV comes, that'll be great. We're not shooting for that though. I mean,
I would think they would pay for everything, right?
I would think, like, if you're on like Travel Channel or Discovery, they probably pay for everything.
Their little contract.
But
have you ever did the Lexington here? How was that one?
We were actually part of the teams that were leading groups around the Lexington. So the Kling brothers came, and that's actually where we first met Joe. He joined us there for the first time. And we were like some of the groups that would lead others around, and that's pretty cool. We caught some good stuff. It's hot, so definitely don't go in the summer.
There's a lot of stairs too, man.
So a lot of climbing, and a lot of people that were just there for the night weren't prepared for that. They're like, I'm tired.
It's hot as hell in there.
But we did manage to capture on a spirit portal what sounded like a battleship going on, or gunfire on a battleship. You could hear yelling, you could hear gunfire, you could hear explosions, and it was only for about maybe 30 seconds, and then it was gone. Damn,
that's crazy.
It was. I mean, it was pretty crowded. That's another thing we need to talk to our connect. But we're trying to do a overnight investigation on the Lexington with just our group, not a whole bunch of people. But like that time we did it, they sold tickets to 200 people. So there's a bunch of people there. But if we get in there by ourselves,
I think you'll see more. Just got by ourselves.
And we caught a lot of like even the SLS stick figures just walking in the hangar bay and stuff.
No shit.
Like, I feel like things happen more when it's just lesser people. You know, because it's just your energy instead of a whole room's energy, I think.
I would think so too, man, to be honest, because, you know, we've done group events where we've hosted an event where you can buy tickets and you can come and investigate with us and use our equipment, all this kind of stuff. And we've gotten stuff on there, but it's nothing like when we were there by ourselves. That's why sometimes people that have gone to the events of ours, they're like, oh man, like it wasn't as cool as I thought. And I'm like, you have to be here without this many people. You know?
Not only that, man, just because it's haunted don't mean it's gonna happen every time you go. You know what I mean?
And that's what like Yorktown Memorial Hospital, that place is definitely haunted. No doubt about it. But there's been times where we've been there and we really don't have anything happen. And then the next time we go, like, it's just crazy. But
what happened at Jules at the 6 Realm house?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Jules, that's my daughter, Alyssa. We were doing basically like a spirit box session. We had a spirit box running with white noise, asking questions. And it was her first time really going with this, like, and being a part of it. So we were asking questions, listening for responses on the spirit box. Well, as we were asking questions, she started answering them. Something was trying to channel through her. It scared the crap out of us. Like, it scared the crap out of her too. Like, she hasn't been back on an investigation with us since. That's been about a year and a half almost. And it scared her. Even weeks after, she kept remembering and like having little breakdowns. Like, it was crazy.
Damn,
so I mean, I'm pretty sure she has a gift, some type like of a medium. Do I want her to lean into it? Yeah, that's up to her. But I would steer her away from it.
That's this one over here. She has it real bad. Since she was little.
I mean, if you're fine with it, the only reason I don't want her to lean into it because it scared the crap out of her. But if she was cool with it, I'm like, yeah, go ahead. But Nah, like something was literally channeling through her, like
Yeah.
answering questions we were asking, and it was crazy.
I think kids get more affected than us adults too, as well.
Well, yeah, because I guess because they're so pure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Their
Innocent,
innocence and their pureness.
She was 21. She wasn't innocent.
Well, that and they're very much more open than
Yeah.
adults
Yeah,
because by a certain point in your life, you're kind of like, I already know everything. I'm gonna wall myself off from anything new.
Teenagers, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
but like small kids, even certain young adults, I should say, they're still very much open to that kind of stuff, and they can pick up on that. And they, it's just our opinion, of course, but spirits can see that and be like, man, I can talk to this person, or I can make this noise, and they're gonna understand that I'm trying to talk to them, And you do have to be careful with that too, like we were just talking about, because it's not always something you want.
Yeah. You have people come visit you at night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she has spirits come talk to her at night sometimes, won't leave her alone. Yeah.
It happened a lot more whenever I was younger. At the Boral's house, it felt like there was a lot of stuff there.
That's the one I had told you about, but then my wife didn't want y'all to do because she didn't want to know.
Right.
I was like, nah, it's okay. She like, I don't want to know. Like, I'm good.
And we've done a lot of residential investigations, and there are some that we've had some pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, in Victoria, it was a friend of your house, right?
Oh yeah, my buddy. Yeah,
We got that
he grew up there. Yeah.
picture, right?
Yeah. So we were getting little things throughout the night, nothing crazy. Well, I'm in one of the bedrooms, and I took a picture of the doorway. I was taking pictures, and one of the pictures of the doorway, you can see the outline of this guy, and he's wearing a cowboy hat. You can see like very defined features. So I'm showing it to the guys, and I'm like, "That's pretty cool,"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, man, that's pretty cool." We'll see that he recognizes him. We're taking a break, and we go to the kitchen, and on the refrigerator is the dude's picture. The dude that was in the photo. It's him.
shit.
It was my buddy's grandfather who
That's
died
crazy.
in the home.
Man.
And when we showed it to him, he was like, "No fucking way!" And so, like, I mean, we're used to people laughing and people talking shit by now. Like, you have to have a thick skin if you really want to do this kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
But we can't make that up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's why we do live stream a lot of our stuff. We put it live to where we're not going
There's
back
no
and
editing.
Huh?
Because there's no editing.
Yeah,
So
we're not going
there's
back and
babies.
editing it and putting in sound and stuff like that.
And as soon as we do our lives, we post it right away. Like we don't sit on it, so we post it right away.
We've got some pretty cool stuff live, man. What was that jailhouse?
The Texas jailhouse.
Yes.
In yeah.
Yeah,
Where is that at?
well, these guys let me go in there by myself. Okay, if you ever watch Ghostbusters,
That wasn't
we all know the Aaron guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Bowser.
That's me, dude.
That was
They make me do stupid
That's in
stuff.
you the worst place.
Yeah.
that was the old part.
I'm effed every time.
Old
Yeah.
part.
Remember?
Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, something was chasing me inside that jail by myself, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody heard it straight live, bro. You
Oh,
could hear it.
And you have to understand like what happened right before that. So we're all inside. The way Old Park Hotel is set up, the hotel's on one side. Across the street is the jailhouse. So we're all in the hotel. So TJ says, "I'm gonna go to the jailhouse."
No, he said I'm gonna go sit in the chair.
That's right. We thought he meant upstairs because there's a chair upstairs that's haunted. So
Yeah.
we're like, "Oh, go." Well, he went across the street to the jailhouse because there's a chair in the jail.
Uh-huh.
So we're watching the live, and we're like, "Where is he?" And then all of a sudden, he's across the fucking street, and we're like, "What the fuck?" But we're like, "Let him go." He wants to go, let him go.
They let me
So
off my leash, man.
he opens the door to this jailhouse. Nobody can get in there but us. But we had left it unlocked. So when he opens the door, you hear people talking, you hear stuff being thrown, you hear opening and closing of doors, and immediately we think somebody broke in.
It startled me, bro.
Yeah, so he's going in there by himself, and we're inside the hotel. Now we're running out to go help him. We think somebody broke in, and they're gonna like jump his ass or something. And we get over there, and with the owner, he even came because he was worried somebody broke in because it happens. And got over there. Nobody there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I had this old school guy that I was locked up with. He was Texas syndicate. He was in prison like in the 60s and 70s. Like he's there almost all his life. He was telling me that the prisons are haunted because back in the day, I don't know if they still do it, that the bars were made with a certain iron, and the guy that designed it was to trap your spirit there forever.
And we've heard that also.
Yeah.
The older prison. The older prisons.
So like their spirit cannot, if they die there, they're stuck there. Like they can't leave, they can't go because the way the iron is that the minerals or whatever is made of, the energy, it makes it like trapped the energy that in their room. They can't leave.
Man, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Like to why
it was
those
a
places-
eternal punishment, especially for people that kill people and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's true, but that's what I was told.
I've heard that exact theory, and I mean, I don't see any reason it couldn't be true.
Yeah.
Because of, you have these prisons that nobody's been in them forever, and there's still stuff
Still
there.
active.
And too, like I always heard también that like whenever something bad happens, like real bad, like with so much rage and so like especially when someone's killing somebody over an emotional murder, that energy is so powerful that it makes that spirit stay.
Yeah, it
trapped
gets
there.
imprinted.
And it
into
replays over and over.
We call that a residual haunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a movie.
Yeah.
It's like a movie
Being
scene.
played on repeat. The spirits don't know that you're even there. It's just acting out what happened.
Yeah.
And those energies can, they don't know you're there, but they're replaying with the same intensity, the same feelings, the same anger, the same sorrow. And so you pick up on that, and it definitely can scare the shit out of you if you're not understanding what's happening.
Yeah. I know you can walk into a room like that and you can feel it, man. You can pick up like where it makes you feel like you're gonna cry or feel very upset or sick or make you want to throw up or like it's just that
We've had places
heavy energy.
that just made us want to fight somebody.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk in, we just get mad.
yeah.
Like
So that
man,
bad energy.
One of the reasons I don't use Ouija boards.
Oh man, I would never.
I don't. I'm a Christian, which is kind of weird doing what I do, but that's one of the reasons I don't. Another reason, they were doing a Ouija board session at the Six Realm house. Now, when I say they were doing it, we weren't doing it.
There was other people we had with us.
Yeah, my daughter and a buddy of mine and somebody else. And I just got so enraged. I went into the kitchen and then all of a sudden this dude, I see him, he's just pacing and he goes over and he flips something over. So I grab him like, all right, let's go outside. He's like, man, I just got so pissed. I was like, that's why I was in the kitchen. I was afraid I was going to do something to somebody. No clue why.
Yeah.
But just something about they conjured something or brought a feeling out that I didn't like.
Yeah.
And we got out of the house. Man, we were amped up.
I think there's only been a handful of times, to be honest, that we've had to take a break and walk outside.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. And then another one was in, was it Hill House Manor? That's in Gainesville.
Yeah.
So there's a place called Hill House Manor. It's not Haunted Hill House. It's another one. It's Hill House Manor. But so something got like super personal that night. And that's why sometimes when people are like, oh, y'all are making this shit up, blah, blah, blah. There's no way any of this other stuff could have happened. So long story short, we're in this one room. It's called the murder room. And it's where a murder occurred in the house. And stuff started personally attacking me and Joe, his wife. They knew their names.
Yeah.
They were saying them on the spirit box.
Yeah, and it was mimicking my wife's voice. I don't know if I ever told her this, so she's watching. No, it was mimicking her voice.
Oh no shit.
And it pissed me off. I was like, man, you can mess with me all you want. Don't mess with my family. Like,
and then when we started, because I went out and I told him what I had gotten. Then he got pissed and he went in there by himself. And he was talking to it, and then we all went in there. And when we all went in there and I guess confronted it, is when whatever it really was came out, and it was telling us it was pissed. It was telling us some bad shit, and we all. I don't say we got scared, but it startled the shit out of us so bad from what it was saying. And I mean, clear. This isn't like I can kind of make it out. This is clear responses.
Yeah.
We went to the living room and I said, "Nah, let's go outside." And we took like a 30-minute break outside just before we went back in.
Yeah.
and that was the first time I think we ever heard. We have this Spirit Box app, and it had this blood curdling scream. It sounded like an Aztec death whistle that came through and just sent chills up my. I was like, man. I was like, man, that was insane.
What the
TJs were.
Yeah, that was a good one, dude.
In the Psychomantium.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull that one up.
Yeah, they have this room. It's called the Psychomantium. It's underneath the stairs. Basically, it's a small little room with a chair in the middle. You got a mirror in front of you, and mirrors beside you with lights. And you're supposed to stare in the mirror, and eventually you'll start seeing stuff like move around you. He was taking pictures, and he caught a face that wasn't his.
That's fucking crazy.
It was insane.
How do y'all feel? I was always told that there's no such thing as a kid's spirit because when a kid dies, he automatically goes to heaven.
We've heard that, yeah.
And they say that a
demonic.
kid, it's demonic.
I believe that. I don't know how anybody else feels, but I believe that.
You know, I'm torn on that one myself because we've caught kids and kids that were relative to the place they were, and they weren't saying anything bad. They were literally like they seemed lost.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like a kid.
You think
know what
maybe
I
because
mean?
they weren't baptized? That's another theory about it.
I hate to say that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it sounds so personal to that kid. You know, like
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually not their fault. They don't get fucking baptized.
Yeah, I know.
But you know, it's so. At least in my theory, I would think that if all spirits that came off as a kid were a demon, and they would all have some kind of malpurpose, some malintent.
Yeah.
But some of these, like I said, they're crying, they're asking for their parents. We've heard a lot of stuff.
Man, that's so sad, man.
Yeah.
It is. Yorktown Memorial Hospital. That's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
They have a whole nursery where kids have passed and stuff like that. And there's literally one, and you can find this anywhere you look online. But if you read it, the Pokey Little Puppy, it'll start responding to things you're saying. It'll start moving things, and it's like a gentle feeling. It's nothing ugly when it happens. And so it's like, I mean, would that really be a demon? You know what I mean? It just begs the question,
Yeah, theories are like, I could see where that goes. I don't know. Being a Christian, I think all children are innocent, so
Yeah.
I would think they would go to heaven. And the reason I think they're demons is because they're going to act like little kids just to get your sympathy and your
Tricky.
basically to make you want to talk to them, and they're going to
Start feeding off your energy to
Yeah,
get.
they're going to weasel
what
their
they're
way
gonna
in.
do.
And,
Yeah.
but theories are theories. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, no one knows. I guess we'll find out when we die.
Yeah, we'll figure it
You
out.
know? Yeah.
We all have a pact that if one of us goes before the other two, we got to come back and talk shit and haunt the other
Oh
ones.
yeah, we're going to haunt
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah. But that's another thing, like speaking about demons and stuff like that. Like there are people that, and I guess it's all those TV shows and it's all
Yeah.
the movies, but everything's a demon. Everything's a demon. Everything's evil. Everything, and that's not the case. And people have asked us before, how often y'all incurred, a demon. To be honest, I mean, I think in our whole time, maybe once.
Yeah.
I think
And-
that was at Hill House Manor.
Yeah, and it was very obvious.
Yeah.
Like it was. I mean, and this is of course whatever you believe, but it was smart. It knew things that we didn't tell it, just by knowing us or by us being there. You know what I mean? It had a lot of information. It knew what to say, how to say it. It could mimic voices. I mean, it's definitely different than your regular, like we were talking about, like that replay of something that happened. It's totally different. So, yeah, a lot of times you can have maybe a bad spirit, but
Yeah.
it's not evil.
Yeah.
That's a total,
Like,
there's a total
there's-
difference.
Tons of bad spirits, I believe, at Hill House, Haunted Hill House.
Right.
But I think, the same thing. Like, I think we've only encountered what people would call a demon that one time at Hill House Manor. And that was a different energy. Like, we were on guard that night.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
insane.
Like you didn't really want to go to sleep without somebody watching, It was definitely one of those
Yeah.
moments.
That's why I don't mess with Ouija boards, man. I
Yeah,
just
don't touch it.
a cousin of mine, they were messing with it and she was talking shit to it, whatever, and they were doing back and forth, and that thing said it was gonna get her back, and she's like, "How?" He goes, "It's already in your stomach."
Oh,
She didn't even know, dude. A couple months later, she found out she was pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's another story, man. But it went bad with her too with that. So
And people always tell it, like, because I openly say I'm a Christian, I don't mess with Ouija boards. But people are like, well, you use the Ovilus, the spirit box. That's the same thing. You're trying to contact spirits. I'm like, I can see where they're coming from with that. I still won't touch.
I
a Ouija
think
board.
because the board's more of a ritual.
Yeah, I think it's more
even though
ritualistic.
people don't think about it, what they're doing, it's more of a ritual because you're inviting it in.
Yeah.
You're asking it questions, and then to close that connection, you have
Harder
to
to
say,
get rid of.
Say bye.
yeah.
Don't ever forget.
Yeah. I've seen the movies. Yeah. Yeah, man. Fucking up. What was the most haunted place here in Corpus that y'all been to?
Man, honestly, the most haunted places that I've personally been to, whether it's with us or not, in Corpus is homes.
Oh yeah,
people's homes.
residentials. Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of places that we, like I said, we want to get in Corpus that we can't, like famous buildings. People are like, oh, go here, go here, go here. But people invite us to their homes because they have things going on. And I'll be honest, some of it is very explainable. We had a home in the Bluff that this lady was like, every time I go in my room, and it's going to sound funny, but she was scared.
Yeah.
She's like, every time I go in my room, I feel this weird energy. get a headache, kind of confused, dizzy, blah, blah, blah. Well, we ended up finding in her closet, she had a huge electrical exposure. And
just wires everywhere.
yeah, it was giving off like huge magnetic waves electrical waves. And we told her that because a certain magnitude of those, it can give those kind of feelings.
Yeah.
And she told us that she got that cleared up through maintenance, and it took a while, but everything went away. And so some stuff is explainable.
Yeah.
But to the people that don't have any explanation, we definitely had some moments here in Corpus in people's homes where they got something and we don't know why. And they try to ask us to help figure out or contact it or whatever. And sometimes we can. One thing that we try to tell people is we can't get rid of something.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not exorcists.
Yeah,
we're here to tell you, maybe
See
what's
what it
bothering you, get to the point of it, things of that nature, capture some stuff for you. But I mean, anybody that says I can get rid of it for you, maybe, but it's not us.
It's possible, or you could piss it off.
Yeah.
So I mean, I always tell it like any person who's got a haunting, like I can't get rid of it. You're more likely to get rid of it than me because this is your place.
Yeah.
This is where you reside. You have to ask it to leave. But anybody who says they can get it done for sure, they must work for the Vatican or something.
Yeah.
So, now Blackbeard's has got some good history.
Yeah, I heard about Blackbeard's.
The women's restroom. Definitely, we were in there. The one and only time we investigated there, we kept hearing something from the women's restroom, and they told us it was haunted in there. So we're like, okay. Went in there. There was a SLS, like a stick figure, laying in the stall, like reaching out, like help me. I'm like, hey, what can I do? Can I help you? And I reach down, and the hand reaches up and grabs my hand, like the stick figure. And right then we caught it on camera. I don't remember what it said, but it said like, hey, or something like that out loud. We could hear it. And man, we got freaked out.
Yeah.
So, and my other buddy, he was like, hey, there's a stall right here. I think it came from there. I was like, well, open the stall. He's like, I ain't opening the stall. I was like, all right. So I opened the stall and nothing there. And we never figured out, like, we never heard anything about anybody dying in the restroom. But to me, it was like a drunk lady laid out trying to get up.
Yeah. Was it cold when she touched your hand?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You definitely feel the temperature change. Like when something reaches out for you and like physically touches you. Yeah, it'll give you chills. It was pretty nice. Though.
It was pretty hot. I did catch like a shadow figure going into the restroom too as well that night.
That same restroom.
Yeah, the same restroom. We were getting it fixed. Yeah, man. It was pretty. I didn't see it right then and there. I caught it later on, like maybe a couple of weeks later when I went through the footage, and I was like, oh wow, it's just crazy catching it. Man. It's like whoa, like it's just It's like unbelievable.
That's 90% of our catches. We don't catch them right when they happen. It's when we're reviewing footage and
then you see like, oh shit.
Yeah, we're like,
what do you think about the shadow people?
Oh, they're real. They're real. Yeah. I chased one down in Ozona, Texas. At this old hotel. Me and another buddy, we went. These guys weren't there, but it was the end of the night. We put our cameras up, everything, and a buddy of mine, he was looking. It's probably from here to that doorway. He looked and he jumped probably 6 feet back. He's like, there's a little child, a little shadow figure. And around that park, they had the black-eyed children. And you don't want to mess with them. But
yeah, I heard stories about them.
I grabbed my flashlight and I ran after it. Never found it. I ran around that whole first floor.
Yeah.
Never found it.
We, one of the most recent locations that we've been to as far as newer locations was, it's called the 1886 Bolton Street House. And, we were like the second group, I think, to ever be in there. And the lady had told us in this one room upstairs, they always see this shadow person walking across the room. And so I'm sitting up in the room attached to the outside of it, the little waiting area, I guess you could call it.
Servants' quarters.
Servants' quarters, there you go. And the room's here, and Joe is down the hall, the other side. And I'm trying to talk, because it's still during the day. We don't have anything set up. We just have our phones. We're just taking pictures.
Yeah.
And so I'm asking questions, show yourself kind of thing, make something happen, see if you can. Start taking pictures. And in one of the photos, because I took probably about 50 photos, in one of the photos, you see a shadow move from one side of the room to the other. And then Joe comes down the hall, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, tell me what you see. And he's like, wow. He's like, that's crazy. And then we told the location owner, her name's Becky Vickers. She's been around the paranormal community for a long time. She has a lot of experience. And she's like, well, just for everything, let me make sure on the camera somebody wasn't in there, because someone's going to say something about it. We're like, oh, okay, well, that's what we want too. We want to get proof. And there was nobody in that room.
And we even we went as far as trying to recreate like how tall the shadow was. So I was walking in front of the door, like trying to cast, the perfect shadow like we caught on the tape.
Yeah.
Well, when I got close to the door to replicate the shadow, I'm right there in the doorway. So if it was me or anybody else, you would have seen that person. There was just nobody there.
Yeah. Would y'all want to visit the Warrens Museum?
Hell yeah.
That is crazy,
I'll
right?
definitely bring something back.
Yeah. You gonna steal something?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. I always wanted to go check out Marie Laveau's thing over there in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Was it in New Orleans, right?
Yeah, New Orleans.
Yeah, always wanted to go check it out, man.
Yeah,
I never
I've
had
seen
a chance.
her grave.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's like a crypt. But there's like I think they said about 90 other bodies that are just like stacked on top of hers.
Uh-huh.
They just stack like bodies on top of bodies in those tombs.
Didn't I bring it back
And
a
eventually,
voodoo doll from
throughout
that
the
show?
years,
Yeah.
they'll get rid of them and do something with them. I don't know.
Well, I always heard in Louisiana that they don't bury them underground because of the water level.
Yeah,
Like,
they're in mausoleums.
Yeah.
That's why they're always in like a crypt or one of those little house things.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man.
It's insane. I've seen Nicolas Cage's. He has that big pyramid there. It's pretty intense. It's big, dude. I was like, dude, why would you want to be buried in like a big thing like that, though?
Yeah.
Insane.
I don't know.
That's
Yeah, I think I brought him back a voodoo doll from Marie Laveau's shop. Yeah. That's a crazy place.
Yeah.
They have
It's
a
insane.
big old statue of a deity to Satan. They said do not take pictures of it. I was like,
Oh, the
no
Batman?
problem.
Batman?
Yeah. I was like, no problem. I'll just buy this voodoo doll and got out of there.
Yeah. What about the Salem?
I would love to go there. Like,
Yeah.
show all the witches.
Be awesome, man.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
rich history there.
I mean,
it's
that's
real
old
cursed.
country.
Yeah,
That's
it
old
is.
country.
Yeah.
You know, and it's one of those things that I guess it depends on what you believe.
Yeah.
Because if you're on the side of, like science and logic and stuff, it's like, well, these were just women that were outcasted for being different or for one reason or the other. So they decided to kill them because they said they were witches. And then if you're on the other side of it, they also say that these women were witches, but they weren't doing anything wrong until they were wronged. And then they were killed anyway. So either way, you have a bunch of that, like we talked about, that residual energy, killing people, hanging them for being different or whatever you think they were.
That's crazy, man.
To me, that'd be like going to Gettysburg. Like, all
Yo,
that
have you ever
history.
seen that documentary? I think it's called Ghosts of Gettysburg. That one's a trip,
I
man.
don't know if I've seen that.
I'm not sure.
It's old.
it out.
It's like probably like 20 years old. That documentary. It's called Ghosts of Gettysburg. It's crazy, man. There's people driving. They see like a Confederate soldier walking on the side of the road, and they stop. They talk to it, whatever, and then try to give them a ride, and it disappears and stuff. Yeah.
That'd be
I read
awesome.
about that in a book. That's
Yeah.
cool.
That'd be insane.
I saw a documentary during the day, and it scared the shit out of me. I was a little scared. Yeah. I pray to the Santa Muerte. I've been with her for a long. I still believe in God, you know what I mean? But I've been praying to her for a long time, and I've seen some crazy stuff. One time, I asked her for a favor, and she did it for me, and I forgot to give her
A gift.
what I was going to give her, right? And to make her do it faster, I took her hand. You can take her hand, whatever. It should do it faster, whatever. It's a ritual. And I didn't put her hand back, and I went to sleep. And I heard some noise at night. We didn't think nothing of it. But the next day, the statue was moved, and there was little skeleton handprints on the wall in the apartment, dude. My wife goes, "You see, I told you you should have did. You should have gave her." Oh man, so I gave it to her real fast, whatever. But yeah, dude, I've experienced a lot of crazy stuff myself, man. You know what I mean? That's why I'm a big believer in it, because a lot of people like I said, they think, "Oh man, that dude's crazy. What the fuck's he talking about?" You know what I mean? But when you see it for yourself and you experience it, and then you go through stuff like that, then you're gonna be a believer forever.
Yeah, it's hard to deny stuff when you see it.
Yeah. So shit, man. I don't know how y'all do it, man. I do.
It's fun, man. We gotta collide, man. We
Yeah.
gotta do
Hey,
it.
man. You're about to find out, man.
Yeah. One day, man. One day. Like I said, we'll go to Black Bayou and I'll let y'all check it out, man. Like it's pretty cool, man. I used to go out there a lot when I was a kid, man. With my dad, my uncle, my cousin and stuff. We'd go out there hunting rabbit hunting in the middle of the night and stuff. So we seen some crazy shit out there. It's kind of hard to explain.
Oh yeah, and it's crazy because a lot of people have asked us like, hey, what's it like when you go out, stuff like that. One, I tell you, it's nothing like you see on you know, I hate throwing their name like that, but Ghost Adventures, you know, like where the entire hour it's just nonstop action packed.
Yeah.
You know, one, there's a lot of work involved as far as like setting cameras up and like getting equipment loaded and unloaded and, you know, talking with the owners, getting the history. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And then a lot of the time it isn't action packed the whole time. Yeah. There could be 3-4 hours where nothing happens. Yeah, you're just there waiting for that one moment when something does, you know. So it's different.
It always happens around 3 a.m.
Not always.
No,
like,
always, man.
Even sometimes, like during the day. I mean, we make our final push around 3 o'clock in the morning, and if we don't get nothing, and you can feel when the energy has just left the place. Yeah, like the place is just dead. Like no pun intended, but it's just nothing's going on. So we'll pack it up. Like, hey, let's go to bed. But
you ever did any of the buildings here downtown?
We did that barbershop.
Oh yeah, what was the name of it? I know it closed down now. I believe there was a barbershop. It was right over here.
Yeah, right here across from the lofts. I forgot what the name of it was, but we did that one, and it was pretty cool. I mean, there was actually some stuff going on in there that we couldn't explain. A lot of energy readings, and you know that was unusual. Like the glass door. Yeah, had a huge energy reading on it,
and that mirror too on that far wall.
And you know, the guy, he had a room there in the back, and he would say that, you know, he heard stuff and all this kind of stuff. We didn't get any of that, but we did get, like I said, a lot of energy readings. There were a couple times when we caught like what we thought was a shadow, but sometimes we didn't catch it on film. We just caught it with our eyes. So it was one of those things like, you know, what's going on? But we wanted to get into the theater that was next door to there. But of course, it's all coming down, abandoned, stuff like that.
Bro, when do you sleep? I guess you talk about me. I go to bed early, man. I'm usually in bed by 10, man. 10 o'clock, I'm in bed. I gotta get to 5, so.
Yeah. Stay up late tonight and celebrate, though, man. It's your birthday, right?
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday, bro.
Thank you, man.
25 years old again?
43, man.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm 43. Yeah. I just turned 43.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 38.
38.
I just turned 43. 81?
I was born 81.
Yeah, just making sure I was 43. I just turned 43 November 2nd.
Oh yeah, Well, mine's today 25th. Yeah, nice. Man, it sucks, man. What was a month ago? I thought it passed me because my dad and my grandpa and everybody in my family, they got kidney stones in their 30s. Oh yeah. I'm 40. I'm 42. It ain't gonna hit me. Man, dude, that was horrible, bro. It was horrible. I'm not looking forward to getting any older than this, man. I'm not looking forward. Hey, you can get it from anything now. Yeah. Caffeine.
I know. I need to stop. I'm addicted to Dr. Peppers.
What else? Energy drinks. You can get it from pepper. I'm eating pepper. Yeah.
Dude, I love pepper.
What else? There's a lot of things on there. Eat proteins, meat, chicken, pork. That's all I do. You can get it from anything. It just builds up and it gets little crystals, man. I have one. They said it was 3 millimeters.
Shit.
Man, bro, that shit was. Oh my god, man. I didn't know what the hell.
Yeah, put me under operate because I ain't passing it.
Yeah, no, they tell you anything under 5, you have to pass it. Like, all right. I was
like a little rock, right?
Yeah.
Little shard. And
then you gotta piss that shit out, dude. It's like it's like, you know those little stickers that get stuck to you when you go play outside. It's like you're peeing one of those out.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Like little spiky.
Man, it hit me like at 4 a.m, bro. It hit me one time when that first time, and I thought I slept on my back, like it was burning. I was like, what the hell? And went to the bathroom, whatever, and then I was in a lot of pain. I was like, what the fuck, man? I fucked my back up, right? And I was there for a while, and it wouldn't go away. Couldn't go. I popped some ibuprofen, whatever, and I was like in so much pain. And my wife goes, "You all right?" I was like, "No." She went over there, "What's wrong?" I said, "Man," I think I got a fucking kidney stone, man. She was like, "You think so?" I was like, "Yeah." You want to go to the emergency room? I was like, "Yeah." I never want to go, bro. I hate going. I said, "Nah, I gotta go." And I went over there, and they sure enough, they goes, "Yeah, you got a kidney stone." And
it's cold in there,
man. It was some painful shit, man.
It's so cold in the hospital.
Hell yeah, man. It's freaking freezing in there. They gave me a shot of morphine. Nothing, bro. About an hour later, they gave me another shot of morphine. Again, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I took 2 shots of morphine, and it do like I could feel the pain all the way. And then after they did the CAT scan on me, they brought me back, and they're like, "Yeah, you got a kidney stone." They gave me something else, and that helped.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I was closed for a couple days because of that, man. It was bad, bro.
dude.
It was oof.
You're talking about it now. My back's all hurting.
Scary.
I'm all
Yeah,
I go to the doctor.
and dude, I drank so much water the whole time, man. I was drinking water, nothing. I'm like, man, just go away, man. But every night it would hit me between 2 and 4 in the morning. Every night, like the most painfulest.
Damn.
So I'd get up in pain, go over there, take some pills and shit. And my wife gave me a heating pad. That helped. That helped the
Mine.
most. It was your heating pad. Yeah. That helped the most, man, because it gets your blood. You know, the heat makes it move, so it doesn't sit.
Okay.
That was, dude.
Nah.
Yeah, I seen Tom Hanks in the Green Mile past kids.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Some
scared to
painful
death
shit,
of those
man.
things.
Yeah. Anything y'all want to say before we end this?
We want to make an announcement for our upcoming investigation.
Oh yeah, so we've been following our page. We've been talking about we had a big investigation for the end of the year, and so here in December, what are the dates again? I forgot.
27th and 28th, we're doing a 2-night overnight investigation.
Damn, 2 nights.
2 nights.
Y'all gonna stay there for the full 2 days, or you're gonna leave and then go back?
Oh, we'll probably
You know?
leave for lunch or something.
Yeah.
We're gonna stay there the whole time. So
keep an eye on our page, but we'll announce the actual location. But it's gonna be a 2 nights. It's gonna be one of the biggest ones we've done.
Yeah. I'll just cook y'all brisket, rice, and y'all can just stay there.
Yeah, we'll have a brisket on deck ready, man.
Yeah.
that sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'll probably go there for a little bit to check you out, and then when it gets bad, I'll leave.
More than welcome, man. Come on by. We're actually gonna do part of the thing we're gonna do for this 2 night is we're gonna have a contest on our page also, and allow somebody to come. They can bring a guest for one of the nights that we're there. Come stay with us. Use all the equipment. Have your own kind of experience. Bring all your own cameras if you want to. So it's something that we like to do, just like we were talking about earlier, letting people have that experience for themselves. And this is going to be one of the most awesome locations to do it at. So
Yeah, but the only catch is you got to get yourself there and you got to get yourself home.
True.
It's going to be about a 5-hour, I want to say 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
Do we want to say? We want to go ahead and put it out there?
Yeah, go ahead, fuck it.
It's going to be in Jacksonville, Texas at the 1899 Bolton House.
Oh shit!
So we've been there once. We were the second team to investigate, and we got an offer that we couldn't refuse for a 2-night investigation. So we'll be back December 27th and 28th.
Close out the year with like I said, one of the biggest ones we've ever done.
Yeah.
So, a whole weekend, on location. Like you said, unless we leave for food or something, I mean, we're going to be there the whole time.
Yeah.
We might just do a TJ move and order pizza.
That's one thing we do every location.
No, that's one thing you do every location.
Watch.
And
They end up eating it.
usually 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, you think they'll still deliver? I'm like, no, they're closed. Bro.
Got
Man.
the munchies.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that shit stone. Forget it, man.
Man,
Yeah.
scary.
Who would do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I would be all paranoid. Shit.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Scared.
Shit, y'all want to shout out y'all's page and ask people to follow y'all? And
Yeah, I mean, come over to Darkseid Paranormal on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Just Darkseid Paranormal.
Check us out. Give us a follow. You got and people usually hit us up with a question. If you got questions about stuff or your home or you want something investigated, people ask us all the time. Feel free to drop us in the inbox. I mean, if we can get to it, we'll be more than happy to help you out.
yeah, and y'all be serious. Don't be wasting these guys' time with some
Yeah.
bullshit. You know
And
what I mean?
like for the residential, like people like invite us to their home. We never charge to investigate. We're
Yeah.
just trying to help out, somebody with some answers or
Yeah.
some peace of mind. So we never charge.
Yes, sir. All right, I'm gonna give a shout out to some of my sponsors real quick. Richard's Billiards, located 5815, I think it is. Shit, I might be saying it wrong, bro. Let me see. That's where I have my other place at now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
That's
you
right.
just
You
opened up
opened
over
up.
there, huh?
Yeah,
Hey, congrats, man.
thank you, bro.
Sir.
I like the environment there. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a nice space. Yeah, it's 5815 Weber Road, Suite B. The owner, Rich, and Hector, they're real good people, man. I like them a lot, man. They're real cool. I want to give a shout out to A Notary, remote online services owned by Johnny and Jennifer Arredondo here in Corpus Christi. If you need something notarized, you can call them anytime. They're open 24/7. They'll get you taken care of whatever paperwork you have. They do it in person or online. Anything from a school residency affidavit to a power of attorney. They even do taxes. Check out the website www.anotaryremoteonline.com or call them at 361-480-3262. All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and end this, man. I'll see y'all next week, next Monday. Thank you for watching and have a good night.
Peace.
Your host, El Vago, owner, operator. 4701 Barrera Drive, Motown, Texas. Molina neighborhood.
Welcome to the Volo podcast, home of the black sheep and the outcast. Welcome to the Volo podcast, no cap, true stories, what you know about that? Welcome to the Volo podcast, home of the black sheep and the outcast. Welcome to the Volo podcast, no cap, true stories, what you know about that?